Hey everybody, I'm here with a quick video on Jay-Z and Jay-Z, the accuser, the one that accused him and Diddy of doing the unthinkable. Now the accuser is claiming that she's terrified of Jay-Z and she stands by her claims even though she dropped her lawsuit. So let me share a screen so we can get more into this story. So Jay-Z, our accuser, I'm terrified of him, but I stand by my claims. So the anonymous woman who accused Jay-Z of R in a sense dismissed lawsuit is sticking by her story, and she says he's intimidating and terrifying her. Um, all right, let me continue. The Jane Doe who sued Jay-Z and Diddy for allegedly owing her when she was a 13-year-old girl doubled down on her claims in new legal documents obtained by TMZ. And she says Hove is trying to bully her into saying her accusations are bogus. I mean, but what would be his incentive? She already dropped the case. Let's listen to what Harvey had to say from TMZ. Hold on.
They were out in Beverly Hills this weekend, all smiles.
With good reason.
With very good reason, because they got a big legal victory on Friday.
Can I quote Trump on this one? Huge!
It was huge.
Huge.
Absolutely huge. It really is, because there was a woman who had come forward claiming that she had been raped by Jay-Z and Diddy back in 2000 after the at a VMA after party.
And none of it made any sense.
Didn't make sense.
The
Huge
people who were
holes.
supposedly there were out of the state. The place they were at wasn't right.
Wasn't the right
There
place.
were a lot of holes in there.
And
Swiss cheese.
she finally filed to dismiss that lawsuit. So she dropped it voluntarily.
With prejudice.
Cannot be refiled. So this was not a case of a settlement, to be clear. She
walked away, got no money.
Got nothing.
Over.
And Jay-Z celebrated that, the fact that...
We should say, and it was filed by the lawyer who has filed a slew of lawsuits against Diddy,
Tony Busby.
Tony Busby.
Right. And Tony Busby, spoke to us for one of our Diddy docs and was pretty open about this strategy he has of sending these demand letters.
He said this is the game, that you basically send somebody a letter saying, pay up or I'll sue. And if they don't pay up, they'll sue.
Well,
and the point is that, especially for a famous person, it's career ending.
Right. And Jay-Z calls it extortion. And in fact, he is suing Tony Busby over that. So even as the one accuser was dropping her lawsuit, Jay-Z was in court trying to make sure that his extortion lawsuit against Busby goes forward. And he mentioned something we had not heard before. He said that there was a second demand letter sent by Tony Busby to him last fall that mentioned a male accuser who, according to the story, as Jay-Z read it in a letter, claimed that he was underage at the time and that Jay-Z was involved in a sexual assault against him in Beverly Hills. Jay-Z flatly denies all that, but says, this is this guy Busby extorting me. He's sending me a letter that, in Jay-Z's eyes, was very clear he wanted a large sum of money.
Pay up or else I'm going to blow the whistle on you.
Yeah, and it's clear that Jay-Z's not letting this go. If you read his declaration in that case where he is suing Tony Busby, what he's saying is, I viewed these letters as an existential threat to my reputation, everything I've worked my whole life to build, and he wasn't going to take it lying down. So even though this lawsuit's been dismissed with prejudice, the one against him, it seems like Jay-Z's going forward and will continue to pursue Busby, maybe to sort of send a message that you can't do this to a certain type of celebrity, not him.
Well, Jay-Z was calling Busby a 1-800 lawyer.
Called him a 1-800 lawyer and says the system needs to change. Can't have guys like this blowing up the lives of innocent people with allegations that he should be vetting and understand are not true. This is what Jay-Z had to say about this case against Busby. He said, I felt that Mr. Busby was placing a gun to my head, that I either bow to his demands or endure personal and financial ruin. As for the lawsuit filed on behalf of the female accuser, Jay-Z says, Mr. Busby purposely filed this on the eve of my daughter's premiere to put me in the position of having to choose between supporting my daughter or hiding to avoid the negative press. He's referring to Blue Ivy being in Mufasa.
Right.
And he did go to the premiere and stood there and took photos. Didn't say anything to the media, but he posed for those photos. And he just said that this is what's wrong with the system. He says this has to change.
And look, lawyers talk about this all the time, that there is a group of lawyers who will do this with celebrities, and they've made a big career out of it where, and look, sometimes these cases are legit, but then the question is, how far does the net go, right?
Well, I don't think you want to constrict the net too much that they have to sort of prove their case before they file it. You want to encourage people to file for the redress of their grievances, but you don't want lawyers to look the other way or put their head in the sand about contrary facts that might undermine their case just to score a quick settlement. So there is a balancing act there. I know Jay-Z wants to send a message, but to speak for lawyers, you do want to be able to send demands before you file lawsuits.
Hey, this is Gentry from Georgia, and Beyonce and Jay-Z are not in this type of controversy, so I'm not surprised that Jay-Z is going to go for Busby full-fledged, especially when he thinks it's personal and that he did it before Blue Ivy's premiere. I think it's going to go down, and Jay-Z's not playing any games with him at all.
I got to tell you, when you look at Alex Spiro,
Jay-Z's attorney,
who clearly won this case, and remember what he did for Alec Baldwin in Rust, where the whole thing blew up. I mean, he's on a roll.
Yeah,
he is on a roll.
Oh, I didn't realize that it was Alec Baldwin's lawyer also. In the docs, the woman claims she was recently approached outside her home and cornered by two people who told her they were investigators working for one of Jay's lawyers. Now, see, this is crazy, right? Because if Jay-Z is sending investigators to threaten somebody, they're going to say, those investigators are going to say, yeah, we're investigators for Jay-Z's lawyers. Come on now. She claims that people tried to get her to sign an affidavit stating her R claims against Jay-Z were false, but she refused. The woman also claims the alleged investigators asked if her attorney, Tony Busby, sought her out as a client and offered her money to pursue false claims against Jay-Z. Two allegations she says she denied. She claims the alleged confrontation left her intimidated and terrified, wondering how they found her when her identity had remained anonymous in media reports and legal proceedings. The woman even claims her parents were approached by two investigators asking similar questions about Busby and her R story. Jay-Z Accuser sued him last year for allegedly drugging and R her way back in 2000s. But last month, she filed documents in federal court to voluntarily dismiss the suit with prejudice, meaning it can't be refiled. All the while, Jay vehemently denied the allegations. In the new doc, she revealed she decided to drop the claim because she was frightened by the reaction from Jay-Z and his supporters. She says she feared she would be publicly outed and subjected to public attacks. The thing is, you could have told the judge this prior to dropping instead of just dropping. Jay-Z is now suing Busby and the woman, claiming she admitted to making a whole R story up and told Busby it was bogus before he moved forward with the claims. But she says that's not the case. And Busby said Jay-Z's allegations are bogus. This is a hot, stinking, nasty mess. I don't know how this thing is going to end up and where it's going to go. But I know right now it's messy. Listen, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. All I can say is, guys, let me know your thoughts. Jay-Z is suing Jane Doe, another lawyer, and Tony Busby, but the other lawyer is part of the Tony Busby firm. And now she's fighting back saying, listen, Jay-Z sent people after me and I'm petrified of him. And that's really why I dropped my lawsuit. And I still stand by everything I said. But I mean, now she can say all of this because it's reckless, because now you can't even bring the lawsuit back to the courts because you dismissed it with prejudice. This thing is absolutely, totally insane. I don't know where they're going with this, but listen, guys, chat with me. I'll chat back. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see y'all in the next video.